Again, I told our guys this before practice today that there are areas that we're getting better in that we've been emphasizing. But see, I thought we played 2 really good offensive games in the preseason. It's the first 2. And then the last 3 weren't great offensively. Utah was probably okay, but not great. And the reason being is in our first 2 games, and we're not going to do this, but our first 2 games, and I just did the halves, just the first half, because for the most part, our main guys played in the first half of every game. Game 1, first half, I think we had, game 1 and 2, we averaged 4 turnovers for both games in the first half, and 4 points off those turnovers. Game 3, 4, and 5, we averaged 11 turnovers and 16 points off those 11 turnovers in the first half. And when you're turning the ball over 11 times and a half for 16 points, which equates to 22 turnovers and 32 points, you're not giving yourself as many opportunities to score, and you're giving your opponent confidence. Like, you turn it over that much and they're getting that many easy points, their confidence is just going like this every time it happens, and so you're making it harder on yourself. On top of that, in our players' defense, I've only allowed them really to play out of our flow. And so, we're not going specifically to this guy or that guy, or we're not, if a team is blitzing or if a team is switching, we're trying to see if we can still score or attack at whatever defense we face. And we did a decent job at it at times, but it puts them in a predicament because at times it's hard and they're just kind of pound away at something that they're not used to, but I'm hoping that they can get used to it. So when we do play in flow during the game, while mixing in our other actions, it's a lot easier to do in the future. So part of it's our fault, but then part of it's their fault in terms of taking too many chances on the turnover. So the biggest thing that I saw last night and the 2 games before is our turnover, and that has hurt us on both ends of the floor because it's given our opponent easy baskets and confidence, and it's taken us away from shooting the ball at the rim.
Like we've seen Kevin out here, Trey was out here wearing a red jersey, but even Devin was out here. Where are those guys at, and are they, at least with Trey, is he getting anywhere closer to being cleared for contact?
Yeah, I still don't know the timetable, but I mean, as you guys can see right now, Trey is playing live against players in one-on-one situation, and Jawad thinks he's still a player at times. So Jawad's in the mix with, Scal and Sharif out there. But so to me, that's progress because I haven't seen this yet as a coach. I don't know what the timetable is on it, but we'll see in due time. It's good to see those guys out here. It's good to see those guys being involved. They're involved at different levels, but at the end of the day, we'll eventually get everybody healthy.
Did Kevin end up?
We also had the service Doug. So you should tell us about his play last night.
I'll tell you what, man. He got up at, I got to get my days right. Today's Friday, Thursday. So he got up at 5 a.m. Wednesday to catch a flight. I think he flew from Phoenix to here, did his physical, which takes all day basically. He landed in LA at 10. He met with Jay offensively, Luke defensively. He went through shoot around the next morning and threw him in the game. And we run offensively, we run some pretty, in my opinion, some complex stuff because it's read-based and the space has got to be right now. And for him having just a little bit of time hearing what we do and going through it in shoot around, I thought he did a heck of a job. I thought he did it not only offensively, but even defensively. Some of his shifts and his help defense and all that, they were pretty good for getting thrown into the fire with basically one shooter. And then you could tell, I mean, he's got a quick trigger. And, you imagine him on the floor with, guys like Fox and Malik those guys that are going to get downhill, because he, at times he had to take some difficult shots last night. He was still, I think, he got 11 threes, but I think it was 4 of 11 or something like that. And every time he shoots it, you think it's going in. So now, if he's out there with those types of guys, with the way that we spray it, the way that we touch the paint, I think he's going to get easier looks, and which is going to be very good for us. And if he doesn't get easier looks, that means they're guarding him like that, which is create more space for the rest of our guys. So he knows what his job is, and he did it well. The last thing I would say about it is you can see, I'm not saying he's Usain Bolt out there, but you can see when he moves with a pace. And the gravity that he has when he's on the floor, like as soon as he steps in, hey, hot, you got to guard. And then anytime he's moving, he's kind of getting everybody leaning in that direction. And so that in itself can cause the defense to make some mistakes, which will make it easier for everybody else.
You guys
So
are green
like
light?
to win.
Yes.
Neon green?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit like Kevin, how he draws the attention.
100%. Their gravitational pull without the basketball is some of the best in the league. Again, I'm not saying these guys are Klay Thompson, but Klay is another guy. I'm not saying it's Reggie Miller, okay, at all, but Reggie Miller's another type of guy. Those guys just being out on the floor and their movement without the ball and the change of pace without the ball can make the game a lot easier for their teammates.
Did Kevin end up doing 5-on-5 scrimmages at this point? I know he was clear to do that. Did he get in some 5-on-5 at this point?
Yeah, we have a game that we call the next game, and so we had guys in here before practice playing 5-on-5 live, and Kevin was a part of that.
And do you know how it went with him? Like, do you know how he's feeling or anything?
I haven't asked him, and I was in part of the coaching staff still in a meeting, which I was in. The other part is down here with him, so I haven't asked anybody.
6 days left until the home opener.
Yeah.
What does the next 6 days look for you guys? Do you tighten things up? Do you go hard in practice? Just because it's a long layout between games with that.
Yeah, so we just want to be smart managing the guys. Today we had a non-contact practice for everybody. It wasn't long. We just had some muscle memory stuff, but we also added some stuff because now we want to add some stuff that we did last year that was good to help alleviate some of the pressure of what we're facing defensively. And so these next 6 days we'll add some familiar stuff for the most part. Get reps with that. We'll tighten up some things on the defense end of the floor. One of these days we'll scrimmage. We're going to give them tomorrow off. Another day will just be a shooting day. And then hopefully we'll have a couple of good practices around that.
Decisions are made, obviously, today. Is there anything you want to say about those gentlemen that are here anymore?
I tell you what, I said this to the group. I don't know if I said this to you guys, but for me, the games that we had in terms of practice day game, that wasn't a ton of fun because you couldn't get real good quality practice in my opinion. But prior to us playing a lot of games, man, fun group to be around. Everybody was engaged, connected. Everybody, in my opinion, helped each other get better. So, I want to thank all those guys, Roderick, Terry, Boogie. They were very, very good for us, and I think they all have an opportunity, in my opinion, to play, if not in the NBA right now, for sure in the G League.
Thanks.